5 premiered last night with a fabulous 2-hour season premiere, packing 16 episodes, lots of drama, and teasers for more drama to come. You'll notice a fresh face this season. We are joined by Nikki, our friend. She
Hi
is a Floor
guys.
alum and a part of the Hopecast Network, along with, of course, Brad Lowe, our intrepid commander in chief. So, welcome back, guys. Are you excited?
Yes, thanks for having me. So excited to join you too. This is going to be so much fun this season.
It
I'm
really is.
I'm like a pig in slop tonight. I'm telling you, man. We got it going on. We got Tim in the chat. We got Mark in the chat. So if you're watching right now, Mark is still Mark in the game. Good dude.
Good
Tim
dude.
says hello. Yeah,
Very
he
good
says
to
hello.
you. So Brad, we were talking right before we went live about how cool it is that we've maintained the momentum with this podcast, and we're beating the odds in terms of podcast longevity. But the Hopecast Network is really putting together some stellar content. Did you want to give a quick plug to what's on tap for listeners?
Well, yeah. First off, everyone listening, Nikki is the newest fresh face of the Hopecast Network. Everyone, welcome Nikki to the network.
Thanks guys. Happy to be here.
So with Nikki coming on, I need to drop some stuff. We got some things happening. If you don't remember Nikki, you will now.
I'm a big holiday girly. So Christmas, come up here.
My demise.
Listeners, it wouldn't be complete. It would not be complete if I didn't play this.
I can't climb for rubber.
It's okay, Liz. We're gonna stand down for just a second.
Yeah, I was shocked the randomizer got me.
Come down here.
What's his name again, Angie? What's his name again?
Rob Lowe.
No. You're the guy. The guy you that I
Andrew.
Nikki. So here's the thing about Angie. Before she ever came on our recap show, I said this Angie lady. What if she's secretly having a hookup with Andrew? And then she came on the next week and she called me out on that, and that's when I knew Angie was Hopecast material because she went at me on that, and I was like,
gotta
you know
tell
what?
you,
I like you, Angie.
It wouldn't be the first showmance, but Andrew and I,
Angie's
we have a
boyfriend.
different relationship, completely platonic and friendly. In fact, I had a reunion last fall up in Madison, Wisconsin, with Kevin, art supplies from my season, of course, Andrew and Tim, Extreme Sports. We had a little floor reunion, so I got to reunite with
So
Andrew, and
cute.
it was a good time. So, hi, Andrew, if you're out there listening, ever nice to.
We should have Andrew come on one night. I'd like to connect with him.
You know what? That could be kind of fun. We play like a newlywed show.
We
It'd
should.
be like
We should
so
play.
weird. 'Cause we don't know
Aw.
each other that well at all.
Yeah.
But anyway,
But Angie, let me say real quick. So Nikki co-hosts Made Up Movie with me, and she did a great job. And if you don't know what Made Up
Monkey
Movie
Cop.
is, yeah, Monkey Cop, exactly.
Monkey
you can see it
Cop.
behind me.
My
You see
fave.
Monkey
It's gonna
Cop
be
right
big.
there. Yeah, where we take an idea from someone and we pitch it and we decide if it's a movie worth making, which is an offshoot of Movie Torture. And if you're listening to this right now and you like comedy, mostly comedy and a little bit of the movie Torture is for you. And yeah, Movie Torture is the best show ever. I agree. So my thing is, we're having listener request month in June. So if you are listening right now and you want us to watch a movie and joke about it, leave it in the DMs here on Hopecast Rewind. I'll find it, or go to Movie Torture on Instagram and I'll find it there. And let us know why you want us to watch that movie, because we've got some stinkers that people have requested so far.
that's
Okay,
awesome.
there's my plug. Let's get
That's
to the
awesome.
let's get to the floor.
I can't wait for that.
Get to the
content. It's gonna be
nitty
great.
gritty, baby.
Yeah, we got a lot to cover. It's going to be a little bit like dual speed dating tonight. There's 16 to cover, and as you know, intrepid listeners and faithful, loyal subscribers, we do try to hit every single duel of every single week's episode and give you the rundown of how it went. Strategize with the players, lament when they lose, celebrate when they win. But tonight we may have to speed through a few of them. So no hard feelings to the folks that we don't talk that much about. We just got to get through as best we can, because at the start of season 5, we're learning that there's some really awesome new game mechanics happening that I could not be, as a former player, more excited about. And that would be the territory freeze. At the start of the season, Rob tells us that the territory freeze will be inherited by the player with the most territory mid-season. And at that point, they are untouchable until all players on the floor have dueled. I think that's going to be a game changer. It's going to make people more aggressive. So that's something we want to start talking about from the beginning because it gets quite a bit of play. Nikki, you have thoughts on that, having played before. What did you think when you heard of this territory freeze concept?
Yeah, I feel like it could really go either way. I know with my season, our special thing was the golden square, and that ended. It was such a dud, and no one even thought about it. No one gave two craps about it. But I feel like territory freeze could be a little bit different. This is kind of more of a factor in the gameplay. I think people are going to use it, like you said, Angie, to play a lot more, hopefully. And that's what Rob loves. So he's going to keep doing that, I think, in future seasons. But we'll see. I also am happy that we are doing the category swap again. I didn't know if they'd keep that, but we're doing it again.
Yeah, well,
it's the most duels they've won, by the way, Angie.
Well, I saw that, but that's not what Rob said. So I appreciate.
But that is the truth because they show Mark leading with 3. And
100%.
you know why they're doing this, ladies. This is why they're doing it right here. I'm going to play this for you. This is why they're doing it, because most people do this right here, and it becomes kind of annoying.
I'm going to go back to the floor and take my chance. Okay, all right.
Absolutely, that is.
And
the way.
Rob
that
dies every time.
Yeah.
I'm
just going to go back to the floor.
Right. And I would love, I'm so glad we've got current players and other floor faithful joining our chat tonight to keep us on track. I'm only quoting with what Rob said at the jump of the episode. He did say territory. He did not say duels. So
yeah, it was weird.
I think Rob's confused or the contestants are confused, but I'm really confused.
We're all
I'd like to
confused.
know. I love the tally of the duels. Clearly that graphic was great to keep us in check on that. But I am curious now what that looks like because obviously duels increases the competitive spirit and the aggression. Territory, not so much. You could grab half the floor with one duel if you're going after the quote unquote whale. So I think duels makes more sense. I just wish that the network were clearer in production for the audience members who are confused a little on how that's going to play. But I am going to say that the category switch, Nikki, is still, in my opinion, probably the best. Benefit.
I love it.
And I wish to goodness we'd had that on our season, and I would love to see it play out.
Wait, we're gonna talk about that, Angie. We're gonna get to that because that was our idea. First off, we're gonna get to
actually
it.
we had a lot of great ideas last year. People are listening, Brad. They're listening.
Second, Jacob, my co-host of Movie Torture, he's in the chat right now. He brought this up to me tonight, pre-show. The territory thing, ladies. Think about this for a moment. If we're doing this halfway through the season, and let's just say Mark has 15 wins, which is amazing, and it's not going to happen. And then I come up, and I've got 7. I duel him, I beat him, now I get in with 7 wins. That's just not fair, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, he should be able to lock at 15. That could happen. That's what Jacob's pitching. That's why this is a weird thing.
It would be interesting to see, but the golden square didn't work. I'm really giving production some props for going back to the drawing board and saying, look, let's drop that. It wasn't effective. Let's find something new. There's some trial and error involved, but it absolutely keeps the season fresh. So we've got 100 fresh faces that we're getting to meet this season. And I believe that this season filmed last summer, and there's been quite a long time between filming and launching this season. So I think production had a little more time to pull together some narrative, to create some backstory, to get some more face time, to make the audience really start connecting with the players. And I think that's something we're going to see more of this season that we didn't get in previous seasons.
Yeah, so Angie, this season filmed right after my season, so it was right in tandem. So I'm curious if they were they saw already that the golden square was a dud and quickly went back to the drawing board because it literally went 1 week and then the next week was season 5.
It filmed so long ago. Mark has hair now. That's the crazy thing, man. He's got an afro. Spoiler alert, he's got an afro, guys. I just hate this.
We're excited to have Mark in the chat for sure. And we are.
Hey, Mark.
He'll be on the show when he's officially eliminated. So, he could be the winner and we'll be talking to him. In
Angie, is he up in your leaderboard right now?
He is. And I'm going to say, Mark, I know you're listening, which is awesome. I mean, it's a little deja vu for me, right? I mean, the guy's got biopics as a category. It's a sister category to based on a true story. Goodness knows I studied every biopic imaginable to prep for that category. He went in there saying, I want to get 3. I want to get that time boost. And he went back to the floor. It's deja vu for me. I was like, yeah, buddy, let's do it. That strategy is a good strategy.
Man.
I hope that he can ride it further than I did. I hope that he takes the whole thing. He's the person that I'm picking right now. That may change in the next couple of weeks. But for now, I don't think he could have had a better start. And I think he's probably pretty pleased with where he's sitting at this time.
Can we just talk about Mark? Or we do want to wait and talk about Mark when we get to his duel? I guess we want to wait, right? Because we can get into him now if we want, or we can wait.
We will speed through a little bit of the first season. Let's take a look at some of the duels and maybe just kind of gloss over a few of them, but then really hone in on some of our favorites. We kick off with a really cool guy. This is Jonathan. He's randomized and he's a hoot. Brad, go ahead.
You talking about this guy?
Sunday topic.
I was obsessed with the Elphaba glasses.
Oh, every part
Couldn't
of
understand
him-
those glasses, man.
Every part of him was sparkling, and I mean, his personality was just the cherry on top. I mean, this guy,
Such a
I wish
cutie. I'd be
he had
friends with
stayed a
him.
while longer. I think he would have been a lot of fun to watch. I felt really sad that he didn't win this first duel, but goodness, what a great way to kick off! What a good personality.
Yeah.
Angie, this guy was straight from Floor Central Casting. He's an archetype we see every season on the floor. And he had no desire to win, in my opinion. He just wanted the notoriety
His moment, yeah.
his moment. He had a turban on. Isn't that like a gypsy turban he was wearing?
A sparkly
It was a sparkly do-rag kind
turban.
of thing.
It was a turban,
Yeah.
like a gypsy turban, right? Like a gypsy back in the day. Like you got a little
sparkly turban,
crystal
Elphaba
ball.
glasses, pearl necklace, silk shirt, and pajama pants. The whole thing
and here's
was
the thing, we're
wild.
talking about him today. If I had been on there in my wrestling t-shirt, nobody's talking about me today if I lose Duel 1. This guy we're talking about,
Memorable.
he's straight from Central
He-
Casting. He did not care, and it's okay. It just he takes a spot from someone like Nikki who played, but someone that's like Nikki that wants to win. In my opinion, he had no desire to win. But my
But
problem.
he did win the first duel. Let's give him some props. He
He-
beat sitcom.
did he win the
After
first
duel
duel?
2. He did. He
I
only
must have
lost
fell
won the
asleep
first,
then.
yeah.
He
I
lost
was out on the first
part.
one. Okay, man.
So
I stand
don't throw him
corrected.
under the
He
bus
won.
yet. Wait till the
Okay,
next episode.
I
I'm
take
gonna
that
give Jonathan
back.
some props.
I take that back. But the first duel was sitcoms, right?
Sitcoms, and goodness, that was a fun duel. I was like, yes, please. I was hoping, something like that would be on our season. I think most of those sitcom characters were iconic. I was a little surprised that the person who had it as their expert category, and we know from listening to this pod and from talking to show fans that sometimes you're an expert and sometimes you're expert adjacent, and sometimes you get categories that are somewhat interesting to you. So we can't say she's a total expert, but I would have expected her to know. I mean, come on, she missed
Yeah, that was a
Sophia
dud.
from the Golden Girls. She missed Leslie Knope from Parks and Rec. She missed George Costanza from Seinfeld.
So
and
bad.
She missed Schmitty from New Girl. I mean, these are pretty standard folks. She got I Love Lucy and Carlton, I think, if my memory serves. So
My problem is she laid out the gauntlet. She's like, I know sitcoms. I watched them as a kid with my family. It's a great memory. How do you not know Costanza? One, she's not Nikki's age. She looked like she was.
Even I know Costanza.
You know Costanza. But you know what, Nikki? I would cut you some slack if you didn't. I wouldn't cut Angie
You
slack.
shouldn't.
And I'm not cutting this lady
you
slack.
shouldn't. I mean, if I would have deserved all of your ranting if I had failed in that category. I mean, Jonathan hit him. He was doing really well. At the end of the day, they didn't even say her name on camera, so I'm gonna say Shanra or Shanra.
They didn't say your name.
It was Chandra, I think.
There's no D, so I played it back. I didn't
Chandra.
hear Rob say her name. But either way, she really blanked, and I think it could have just been honestly that panic that happens because you're on that floor. And you're like,
Yeah.
I'm gonna be here for a long time. Please don't let me go home in the first day, much less the first duel. And I'm sure it was just panic. I'm sure she knew though.
Well,
that it
that's
was
the
bad.
thing. Like, you don't know who you're standing next to until like 15 minutes before. I assume it was probably the same thing with these people. They're
Yeah.
stressed. They don't know what the heck is going on. Now they're like, oh my God, TV's on me. And then they choke. And that's probably what happened. Yeah.
Yeah, and Jonathan said as much. He's like, I'm going to stay. He's like, I'm feeling confident. I'm in the zone. I got the jitters out of the way.
Oh, yeah, I remember that now.
So he did not go back. He picked Pool Party and brought Taj up there.
Which was stupid.
Pool Party was a classic, name what you see and go as quickly as you can. And I think, honestly, Jonathan knew most of them. He got hung up on a few. And it was his time to go after that. And Taj decides, you know what, I'm going back to. He had a little banter with Rob, but decided ultimately to go back to the floor. And then we get the randomizer again for episode 3.
Did you know the kickboard, Angie? I didn't know the kickboard.
I did because, as someone over 50, I find water sports to be really good on the joints. And I have spent some time lapping with my kickboard and my pool noodles. So I'm going to say I did know that. The waterproof case thing was a little tricky. He had to spit out a bunch of words before the judges gave it to him.
They gave it to him without him saying it, Nikki. They gave it to him without him saying it, right? He didn't ever say what they had on there.
He said like 3 different things that were adjacent. And yeah, he did.
No, he was like waterproof phone,
cover,
and then he said
gave him
case, I think, and then they gave it to him.
This goes back to the thing we've talked about for years, Nikki, before you joined our show. They let some things pass, and they let some things pass.
It makes no sense.
While we were saying full names for Leslie Knope, but then you could just say Oprah. I don't understand
Costanza. Yeah, it's like, is it Jeopardy rules? Is it not? Like,
I think we
consistency.
Tim, should it be Jeopardy rules on here?
People,
yeah, Tim, chime in.
What is Leslie Knope? Who is Leslie Knope?
Oh my gosh, who is Leslie Knope?
Who is Knope?
Iconic character. I will say, I think for the benefit of folks who are just now getting excited about the floor and deciding to tune into a podcast, just to remind them that you can say first and last names, you can say last names, but if you attempt to say a first name and a last name and either of them are incorrect, then you're considered incorrect. You just have to commit to how you want to actually present the answer. And there is no law yet, unless they're going to be changing that for seasons 6 and 7, which they're currently casting for. And
are they doing 7 seasons? We're going to be doing this for 2 more seasons at least,
then, right? Yeah, it's going to be really fun. But yeah, I would, we're going to see that come up later. There's definitely a few judging calls that I got a little bristly about, so I can't wait to get to them. But
what if someone says this about podcasts, Angie?
Podcasts are very boring. I do not listen to any podcasts.
We love Aaron.
Yeah, that's sweet, good old Aaron.
He's the best. His sister's on this season. She's in pink dress.
I heard
Nikki,
that. Yeah.
The best is this lady. The best is this lady, Nikki. Let's be real.
Brad.
We know Brad's good. Good.
Who said that? Who is that?
The White House lady on your season.
Yep.
Oh.
That's Brad's favorite drop. We're going to be hearing that.
Oh, my Lord. Good job, Brad.
Put that plate at my funeral, ladies. Can you make sure that happens?
We'll put that on your tombstone. Don't worry.
Good job, Brad.
We'll make sure, for sure.
No, on my tombstone, I want to say I'm finally getting some rest. Okay.
Good job, Brad. So, we lose Jonathan at this point, a great personality. And then we get Sean, who, I got to be honest, he's the next one randomized. I liked his personality, too.
Sean, but his new nickname is The Bus.
The Bus.
Sean the Bus.
How's that?
Rosa
Parks. Of course, because of Rosa, of course. Yeah, that was pretty good.
He is never living that down. I'm sure his family will call him The Bus for the rest of his life.
On the bus. Yeah.
He literally, it was the first one too. He saw that and said, oh my gosh, it's a POC person. I can't screw this up. And then every time.
That is the legacy of the floor, right? Made famous by SNL. The racial blindness is real. And, he had his Toni Morrison and Maya Angelou mixed up, but at least he knew he knew the names. But
I didn't know. I got to be honest. I was like, I don't know who they are. I looked at my son who's 13. I'm like, I don't know who they are, dude. I don't know.
Female pioneers, Brad. Get in touch with your feminine side. But Sean, I thought, had a good personality. He seemed to have I thought he would be kind of a pretty likable guy. You might go farther, but he was out after this one too. He had engineering marvels, which seemed to provide a little intimidation to the people coming after him. But he decided to pick Ashlyn, and she had the female pioneers. So yes, Sean the Bus left the station. He was gone. That one went.
He was good. The bus. I like that. That was good.
I didn't even have that written down. That was right off the top of my head. But there wasn't as much racial blindness in this one, and that's kind of nice to see that at least when you're looking at pioneering historical figures, that it seems to, hopefully cross some of that color blindness. So I thought it went pretty well. Unfortunately, it didn't go well enough, and Sean had to scoot. So we get to Duel 4. This one I thought was interesting. Ashlyn clearly inherited engineering marvels. She looks a little like a deer in the headlights, and I don't think she's comfortable with it. So she's going to stay up there for a while, right? She goes for office supplies. That's a classic name it as you see it as fast as you can, right, guys? That was.
Have we had that one on here before, Angie? I feel like we
school
have.
Supplies. We've had office.
Same thing.
Technology,
Same thing.
maybe? Yeah,
So
I mean, there's always a
snooze.
reiteration. Yeah, it was pretty classic. Was there any image? I couldn't find any that was a little confusing. Did you guys trip up on anything? I didn't.
I don't think
it was
so.
really
Let me ask
small.
you this. Let me ask you this. If I went on there, I pitched this to Ren, who is on the season. I would pick a category. Like, I think bodies of water in the Bible. That would intimidate most everyone on the set. Right,
But
Nikki?
that's so
Galilee-
specific.
Give
They'd
Galilee-
never do that.
Why would they never do it? They do
How would
stupid
you show that? It would just be like different water.
Yeah, they would say it, and I would be like, "That's the Jordan River. That's sea."
see Galilee, blah blah
Yeah, that's what I would do. It would be like I would be pulling the Kalen move. I would have the periodic table. Boom! Nobody's challenging me.
Yeah. Heroes of the Old Testament, Brad. That's your category. You get that.
I feel like people could get that though. That's too easy.
You'd eat
I
that,
want
Brad.
Bodies of the old. I want bodies of water.
He'll eat that and leave no crumbs. And Tim's right. I think Middle Eastern geography would probably be a more secular choice that Fox would go for.
That's valid.
You would never go for my Bible stuff. I'm
But
never. Never
but
do it.
Ashlyn, I'll be honest, Ashlyn actually stumbled over Surge Protector, Power Strip. She really stumbled on that, and that was her downfall. Of course.
Did she say power strip?
She did not.
And
She
they-
didn't say
oh,
Power
she
Strip
didn't.
or Surge Protector. She just
Oh,
stumbled
she didn't
on
say
that.
that.
That's my
and ran
mom's
out.
nickname for me, Power Strip. By the way.
Brad Power Strip low. Sierra.
I'm
is
gonna erase
struggling.
that from my mind.
Thank you, Nikki. Thank you. You can erase that. It can be gone.
Did your wife have a Surge Protector? I hope so. Stop it. You only have one child, right? Oh, I shouldn't go there. Let's see.
Oh,
Nice. Perverted. Nikki's gone. Well, we need to replace her, Angie. Who are we gonna get?
anyway, so
Sorry.
She lasted 22 minutes.
hey, 22 minutes too long.
You
Just
know, when you
kidding.
see your shot, you got to take it. Sierra stays up there too because she's like engineering marvels. She's like, what's the least scary thing I can go for? And she takes seafood. So
Sierra, my
challenges
pescatarian queen.
Yeah.
I was rooting for her because I've been a pescatarian since birth. So I'm like, this girl, she's got it. And then
Wait,
she
you're-
didn't get clam.
You're a
didn't-
pescatarian,
Lamb.
Nikki? You're a pescatarian? You don't eat
Never
steak.
had chicken or steak in my entire life.
What?
Or pork, I bet, or pork.
You have-
or pork.
Oh
Yeah.
No
my gosh,
land
Nikki.
mammals, right?
I'm
No
sorry.
land
I could
mammals.
smoke some chicken or barbecue that you would not want to. You would want to
But
eat.
I actually killed the or whatever it was, barbecue category.
Grilling-
What was it?
grilling category.
Grilling. I actually killed that. So I don't know.
You know, there was like a joke once on The Simpsons. I'm going to butcher it, and I'm sure one of our nerdy fans, more nerdy than I, will correct me. But it was something like I'm like a 10th level vegan. I don't eat anything that casts a shadow. And I always found that to be kind of funny. I actually was a vegan for 15 years, so I totally get it. And then I went pescatarian. I went all
Nikki.
over the map. So
Nikki, what's your go-to fish meal then? Fish and
Steamed
chips?
lobster. I'm from New England, so
Lobster
steamed
roll.
lobster.
Nikki,
Lobster.
I can smoke some lobster tail. That is amazing.
Ooh, I'm down.
You put
So
that in
Clam
some
bake?
butter.
Let's go.
I got to ask, Manhattan clam chowder or Boston clam chowder?
Boston, baby.
Yeah, you like the cream cheese, the cream
And
bake. I got you.
I love,
cheese.
I love some crab legs. Oh my gosh.
I could punish a pound of
Seafood
Walleye.
boil.
Have you ever had walleye?
seafood bowl. Walleye, Northern Pike. I grew up on
Walleye
that.
is amazing, Nikki. It's my favorite fish to eat.
Walleye?
Walleye
Walleye. Look it up. It's the best fish you'll ever eat.
stuff. Yeah, any walleye.
What, is it like a whitefish?
Yeah, it's a
White.
really nice meaty white fish.
All right, you'll have to make me some walleye.
She said she's a pescatarian.
It's good
I'm
stuff.
gonna
I am
remember
educated.
life at this point, Nikki. Don't worry. I'm gonna bring it back up on another show.
Sierra didn't
Amazing.
of her fish, but you're right. She struggled with the bivalves. She is bi-curious, but not curious enough. She didn't get the clam. Yeah, I thought there's some.
She must not be from New England because she didn't get steamers. That's crazy.
And no, she didn't get. But Gerald didn't get seafood boil. Man, see, I got gumbo. Man, these were some classics. And fish
gumbo.
sticks. Maybe
fish
Gerald grew up in a
sticks.
different tax bracket than I did, but I'm telling you right now, fish sticks were on the menu with mac and cheese at least once a week in my
I will say they did kind of look like French toast sticks, I will say. It wasn't the best picture of a fish stick, but it's
I knew
seafood,
immediately,
so.
Nikki, I said fish stick. And my son has
stick.
never had a fish stick ever in his life.
Have you ever seen that South Park episode? Do you
No.
like fish sticks?
It's like, my son never has eaten one. And I'm like, I grew up on those. My family would be like, we're eating fish sticks tonight, boy. And I'd be like, okay, I guess we
Gordon's
are.
baby.
Gordon's the fisherman, little yellow hat, right?
Oh yeah, that's Gloucester, baby.
All right. Well, Sierra at this point, she wins and is now a little nervous. She says to production in the interview, I couldn't go after anybody in the original category at this point. She didn't feel confident. She's only one duel away from earning the first time boost or the first category swap advantage, and she doesn't take it. And at that moment, I'm thinking, ooh, girl, that strategy might turn around to bite you in the badootie.
Yeah.
And it does later, as we'll see. But she goes back, and the randomizer picks Vanessa.
Angie, you're glossing over this. Wait, you're not letting me speak on this. One,
Tell me about her.
that's a dumb move. And anyone listening knows that's a dumb move. You are one duel away from 5 seconds. I'll give it to Mark. He stayed up there. He's like, I'm going to get my 5 seconds. And that homie got his 5 seconds.
Our homie got his 5 seconds. Yes, he did.
You're a wussy if you are not going to go for that. You've made 2 in a row. And you're like, that's what the problem with the floor is that pees me off. I'm about to get mad here.
Right. Why would you do that? Why would you play a second if you're not going to play a third? That makes no sense.
It's so dumb. It's the dumbest move on the floor.
Can anybody recall in the chat or now, because I did not print out a map or anything, who could she have taken? She could have taken Dion and Barbie. And to me, I'm kind of like, dude, are you really looking at Dion? Unless he worked for Mattel and like.
There's no way that man knew Barbie.
No.
Challenge that man in Barbie. You could go head to head in Barbie. What were some of the other ones around her, though? I didn't think any of them were crazy specific.
None of them were. She could have done it. That's what makes this stupid.
She could have, and she didn't.
She was probably pooping her pants and said, I need to not throw up and go back to the floor.
That is a very real problem when you're up there.
Maybe she literally was like, I'm going to yak on national television and I'm going to go back to the floor. That's the only rational reason to me. But
Mark is our homie. I like Mark a lot. But I do feel like Mark, we're going to get to him. Didn't he have an opportunity to win $20,000?
In his episode, he did play, and he could have. He went back after his advantage. He could have kept going, and he would have had more territory than Dion, ultimately in the end. But he had no way of forecasting that Dion was. I mean, but yeah, I mean, yes, he could have. But if he's playing the long game, he knows just by watching, you can't be the whale early. You're the target. He's building his island. He's building his fortress, and he's just going to wait. And I personally can't fault him for that. I think it's a great strategy. But I also understand your point, Brad. He could have been more aggressive, for sure.
He was no. I don't want to make him out to not be aggressive because he was aggressive and he said he's going to be aggressive and he lived up to that.
And
the guy stayed up there for 3.
He did not take household supplies first. I was shocked. I was like, dude's going for Time magazine covers. I was like, I would have hit household supplies first, but you do you. And I was like, good for you, man. I mean, he was going for it. We'll get to him later.
Yeah, let's get to I'm excited to get to Mark in a minute.
I am too. That's why I'm busting through the first episode here as best we can. Vanessa gets she's sexiest man alive girl. She's going to get a lot of play because Rob's got a chip on his shoulder about being passed over for that. But she doesn't get to duel in that.
Was he really passed over, Angie? Was he really? He's never been the sexiest man alive?
Yeah, that's
never
crazy
been sexiest
to
man
me.
alive. Nope.
Like Rob in his prime, he should have been.
For real.
Maybe not now, but
sexiest man and not Rob Lowe.
It's not Rob Lowe. Not no.
So,
well, crazy.
So I crushed this category. I crushed. I knew everyone. I knew every one of them. And my son said, "Dad, does it make you gay if you know all of the sexiest man alive?" And I'm like, "No, it doesn't, because it's really just a celebrity thing."
it makes you appreciate the male aesthetic. And now at this point, we're not in the Sexiest Man Alive duel yet.
We're not there. Okay, sorry. I'm sorry, Angie.
Vanessa.
Brad is really excited about the Sexiest Man Alive. He said, "Let's get to it.
I'm gonna let you take that over later.
Talk about all the sexy men.
Let's talk about those sexy men, Angie.
Yeah, baby."
Vanessa gets a little goaded into who she's picking at this point. She's randomized, so she can't defend her category. She's got to attack. And David behind her, who I'll say is a lady, is aesthetically pleasing. As he said, he was trying to be aesthetically pleasing. He was a charming guy. He said,
he's from Big Brother.
Yeah.
Big Brother in the challenge.
Big Brother. He's a good
Wait,
looking.
who was?
David.
David.
Beverages.
Wait, what Big Brother season was he from, Nikki?
It was like 22 and 23, I believe.
Yeah, not too
He
long.
was in two. I looked it up.
I've lost track. But yeah, I mean, he's a nice looking gentleman. We'll just say that. And so he went
Yeah, he's
after
a cutie.
Vanessa and said, hey, they have, she goes, I don't drink soda. He says, they have the beer. There's wine. She's like, okay. So God bless her. She went for it. And honestly, it was a relatively close duel until she got a few stumbles. She stumbled on.
No, she didn't do that bad.
No,
Death by
it wasn't as
Fanta.
fast. She missed Liquid Death. She missed A&W, and Fanta really hung her out. She was thinking Sunkiss, Sunkiss, Sunkiss. And it was a Fanta, which I thought was tough too, because I thought it was Orange Crush. I was kind of.
I thought it was Sunkissed. Yeah, that was tough.
My son knew it was Fanta. He's like, "That's Fanta, Dad." I'm like, "Okay."
Fanta.
David only missed Perrier, and honestly, he kind of knew it. It was on the tip of his tongue, but he ended up going back to the floor. Also, I mean, shocker. That's how people are doing it, playing it early on.
Jacob says the show should finally realize what it is and start rewarding them for going back to the floor.
I suppose. I suppose. It's not, reverse psychology, right? So Alan
right.
is the one that we get randomized. This one, grilling comes. I think we can all agree that this was kind of a tit for tat, name what you see category. Alan
That was a good one. I like this category.
He was just slower than Ahmed. Ahmed was faster than he was, and Ahmed didn't miss any. And Alan stumbled over basting brush. So that really was his downfall. It was kind of a womp duel.
I thought that was glaze.
Sexy.
That wasn't glaze? I don't know. I'm not a meat eater,
It was
so.
basting brush.
Oh.
But
That sounds great. Ooh.
I'm just shocked that you've never eaten a steak, Nikki. Steaks are so
Yeah.
good.
I'm sure they're lovely, but I have no interest.
Is your husband a pescatarian?
No, it's funny. We're exact opposites. He only eats steak and I only eat carbs.
Wow.
Yeah.
So wait, you're eating fish. He said when he makes dinner for you, he's got to make you a fish and him a steak.
Oh, we don't make dinner. We just go out to dinner.
I mean, that's the solution right there.
It's like, well, we can't cook together, so let's just go out and get what the hell we want.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes
I love
sense.
it.
I get it.
I love it.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's really interesting when you haven't had something or you haven't had it for a really long time. People who
I don't know what I'm
it-
missing.
Right,
So
you
I
know
don't
what
really
you're
care.
missing, and
You're not
craving what
missing.
you don't
Yeah,
love, so.
it's good though.
I will say chicken wings smell great. Like
They're
that
so
smelled
good.
so good to me. Other than that, no interest.
Do you eat like popcorn and stuff, or you just eat fish?
Popcorn? Of course I eat popcorn, Brad. I'm not a freak.
Hey,
Ish.
corn has feelings. Plants
Corn has feelings
have
too.
Just making sure. Okay, you're not.
They do.
We love our plant friends.
We do love our
Anyway, gee, where are we at?
Well, we're at the end of episode 1. We are, and this one we get Mr. D in the house. Dion.
I like
Big
Dion. Dion's a good
personality.
dude.
Coming in hot with his Barbie self, and he's like, "All right, man, it's on. You know what, Sarah, you came back. Too bad for you. I'm not afraid of you. I want my 20K. I'm taking my family on vacay. Let's go." So he brings her back up, and they duel in engineering marvels. And this is where I get a little salty, because now listen, just to say, Sierra lost anyway, so I'm going to just let it go after I say my piece. But she did not identify the St. Louis Gateway Arch. She said golden arches. That is McDonald's. That is not the Gateway Arch, and they gave it to her. And I, my friends, was gobsmacked.
Why would
That's
they give it to her?
cuckoo.
Mega fail.
Angie, when I saw that, you know what I said?
What?
I said, Angie.
Hey,
That's what I said. I'm like, that's Angie. That's where Angie lives.
That's Angie.
Come see me at the Arches, man. That is the place. It is not a golden arch. That is Mickey D's. I don't know.
Yeah,
what
that's
they were thinking
crazy.
giving her credit. That was
Maybe they misheard her. Like
Angie,
that's...
when you go to the arch, do you go up the elevator like this?
Dude, there's no elevator. You should see, if should you choose, you could watch my reel on Instagram on Landmark Architecture from season 2. But I talked about the levered back and forth, back and forth. It's like a Ferris wheel concept where these little pods are moving and swaying as they make their way up. And they are small. They are
That sounds
tight, and they're not
horrifying.
air
Wait, what does it do, Angie? Say that again. I'm confused. What does it do?
It's like a Ferris wheels car when you sit in a Ferris wheel and it goes around in a circle and the seat kind of is rotating while it's moving.
I would throw up everywhere.
Yeah, I don't want to do that, Angie. I'm good.
You don't really
Immediate
feel it.
no.
You don't really feel it so much, but
That's a
I
no
will
for
say
me,
that
dog.
if you're ever visiting in St. Louis, do not go into the Arch in the summertime. It is not air conditioned. It is hot.
Oh my God, I would have a
Maybe-
panic attack.
and it is very tight, but it is worth the view. I will say
Angie,
that.
I know I'm not in the formally, but if you're ever in Minnesota, are you going to try to connect with me and
Oh,
meet
heck yes.
and see me in person? Okay, good.
I have not. You know what? I haven't even been in Minnesota since you and I met, so I would never not see you if I'm up.
Okay, good.
In the late
You guys
night.
gonna come to New England? Come hang out with me?
Yeah, I want a lobster roll.
We need to
Oh
have,
yeah.
Angie, we need to have a Hopecast meetup
We really
of
do.
all the cast of Hopecast
We
on all the
really do.
shows.
Honestly, get on that. Get on
We
that.
need to make that happen.
Right.
I'm in.
Vegas.
Dion
Vegas.
wins the 20K.
Ooh.
Let's
Yay,
say it there.
Dion.
He's got his money, so
I
yay,
like Dion. Can we get Dion on the show? Can we get Dion on the show?
I'd love to as soon as he's eliminated.
When he's
The guy-
eliminated, let's get him
the
on the
guy's
show.
Sitting there collecting money. He's like the new Brian from season 3. He's just sitting there
Yeah.
taking a paycheck. We're gonna see how that goes down though.
My favorite player of all time, Brian, by the way. Well, you're my favorite player,
good.
Angie. And Nikki, you're my favorite player.
Yeah, good
Yeah.
correction there.
Can you
Yeah.
believe that?
Tony was, but Tony left the show, so now she's like number 3.
Now she's number 3. Well, Mark's gonna move up. You've got a bromance with Mark now. I can tell.
Mike is up there too. I like Tim and Mike.
And
Tim
Tim.
and Mike are like my gold standards.
There you
Just
go.
saying.
Well, we get episode 2 coming. So here's what's up. They did a double feature premiere last night. And so they ran right into episode 9, i.e. episode 1 again. So at this point, Dion is back and he's got a decision to make. So this guy's got 20K. He talks a big talk, but I don't think he had a lot of aggression in him, or at least he certainly didn't show it. He said, I'm going back to the floor. And why not? He's sitting on the largest territory at this point. He's got 20K in his pocket. Let's go. Let's see what happens. So it kicks off with him returning after winning that Engineering Marvels duel. And we get a whole new roster of people that we get to meet. And we meet Brian, who
Are we on
is
episode 2, Angie?
an interesting guy. We're on episode 2. Yeah.
Can I say something about episode 1? I thought
Me too.
episode 2 was amazing. I thought episode 1 was just saying.
I agree. Yeah, the ones in episode 1 were
You
kind of
did.
boring, but episode
Yeah.
2 are a lot more fun.
Episode 2 kicked it up. There was a lot less time on the clock with some of these duels.
Oh my
There was
God,
a
yeah,
lot of
like a
taking it to the
second.
wire excitement. That was
First
big.
time in floor history. I'm not a floor historian, although I have trudged through every episode of the floor, amazingly. I think it's the first time in floor history we've had 2 duels come down to 1 second. Win by 1 second. I don't
In
think
an
it's happened
episode?
before.
It
In
might
one
be.
episode.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it might be. It
I
might
think
be.
it's right.
Certainly in
And
one episode. Yeah, I would say so.
the first episode was kind of sucky, but the second episode was a lot better. But I do not like the 2-hour episodes, Nikki. I don't like those.
I don't either. I didn't want to
don't
watch
like
that
them.
long.
It's a long time. I'm like, God, do I got to invest 2 hours in this bullcrap? I don't want to
Why
do
did they
it. man.
do that? I
Yeah,
wonder
and-
why they did that. Like,
And
what was
they
the
didn't
motivation?
publicize it well enough. Honestly, all the
No,
graphics
I
that
started watching and
publicized
I'm
the
like,
show said
what?
9/8 Central. They didn't say 2-hour premiere starting at 8/7. I did
No.
not see
Even
that.
Mark says, I wish they would have split them up. Yeah,
Yeah,
I do
it's
too,
weird.
Mark. I'm agreeing with you, Mark.
I felt
don't-
bad for the people who had like watch parties and they were like contestants from the second episode.
And all these people are falling
all those
asleep.
people were held hostage in a bar. drinking
They're like,
themselves
yeah,
insane.
Damn.
another
I should have shown up.
competition for office supplies.
Yeah, no thank you.
Like, yeah,
I'll be
take a
in bed.
stapler to the
Bye.
Eyes, just boom, boom, gouge your eyes out. So, Duel 1 and Episode 2 really, honestly, continued a bit of the snooze fest. God bless Ella and Brian. I mean, Rob pointed out that they're from Hawaii and Guam, respectively, and that they're on a
Oh, they were so
islands in those
cute.
islands. But Ella, for the love of Pete, she missed Railroad Crossing and Caboose, and the poor girl was just a little slow. So Brian picked that one up, but it was not a sexy, interesting, bite your nails kind of duel. So we're going to go past it and go to the bowling duel. And this is where our buddy Mark comes in. So I streamlined that as fast as I could so we could talk about Mark. His
Thank
strategy.
you. We're finally at Mark.
Brad, I think you're in love with Mark.
Yeah.
I do like Mark. Mark is like my age demographic. Mark, how old are you? Because I know you're in the chat. I'm 46.
You don't
I
ask
bet he's
women
49,
their
48.
age.
Oh, yeah, he's 49.
49.
Hey.
Mark, I turned 47 this year. So me and you are close together. We're both Gen Xers.
I'm 50. I'm 52. Gen Xers for life.
But Mark
we're
said,
latchkey kids. We are self-reliant. We drank out of water hoses and didn't wear helmets, damn it. And we are still living to tell
You're
the
still
tale.
kicking, baby.
she's cussing. She's so happy. Here's the thing about Mark. Mark says something on the show that I want to play. He says this right here.
When I first heard of the category swap, I thought that's a great idea. I want to take it.
Yeah, Mark, that's a great idea that we pitched on this show a mere 3 years ago. It feels like.
You guys deserve a paycheck for that one.
We deserve it. They have to be listening in on us, Angie.
Where's our residual? They've got to be. Somebody has to be.
They got to be listening because we pitched this idea. I'm like, we need a swap. It needs to happen.
100%. The next thing they're gonna have the trapdoor. I know it's coming.
It's coming, or the ejector seat where they shoot them up in the sky. But
Or the
here's
extra claw that comes and picks up contestants.
Here's
They
the
have a lot
thing.
of ideas. They're really good ones.
Here's the thing, Nikki.
What have you guys been smoking?
We said this all. We've been pitching this for years. This is like our. How many seasons we been doing this, Angie? We've been doing this since season 2.
Since the end of my
Since your season. We've been doing it since your season, and we're on season 5.
Yep.
Wow, that's a long time. They listened to us. We pitched that. It's happened. I'm gonna go on the record, Mark. I'm gonna say I think the 5-second bonus is the most dumb advantage ever. I'm glad you got it because I like you, Mark. I'm rooting for you. But if you take a breath, you lose that 5 seconds. I mean, it's that easy. It's that quick. You're like, yeah.
I agree.
Yeah.
It gains
I
me like
agree.
1, maybe.
Yeah, but we
It gains you like one. If you've been a long time listener to the show, you know my rants on this 5-second. Angie, you know it.
Not like it, and I respect that. But I will say, this episode we saw where it could have made a difference. Those duels that came down to 1 second, it could have made a difference. And in this case,
That is very true.
Mark doesn't need a category swap. I mean, at my same point in season 2, I also didn't need a category swap. I was going back with my own expert category. So in a sense, he didn't need to swap, and that 5 seconds was probably to him the better of the benefits.
Oh, it was the way better. It was the way better, Angie. And that 5 seconds helped you. It helped my friend Angie because people did not go after you because of that 5 seconds.
Right.
And they're not going to go after Mark because Mark, am I right? Are you on a border? He's on a border, right?
He's on the edge. Yeah, he's
So
on the edge.
they're
he's
not
got a
after
good
you, Mark.
spot.
You're on a spot that if you've listened to this show for 4 seasons, you know my rants on the winners come from the borders.
Yep.
That's
Or the
where it comes
corners.
from. Or the
Yeah.
corners.
I think it's
what's different?
corners every time.
The
yeah.
middle does not have a shot at winning this
No.
game, and the floor
They'll never
doesn't.
win.
Yep, 100%. But you
So-
know, Mark's fast too. I think he demonstrated he's quick, and for that reason, I think the 5 seconds also intimidates people because you're somebody who's going to come out of the gate already beating people in speed, and to have that extra cushion, I think it's going to work for him. We'll see what happens. But you know, he comes out of the gate, says, "Hey, I played." You know, first of all, he has biopics.
Biopics.
But it did make me
Biopics
laugh.
or
when they were laughing
biopics?
at that, 'cause I was
What
really
is it,
funny.
Angie? Is it biopics or biopics?
The English professor in the building. Biopics.
Thank you, Angie. I agree with you.
There you go. I will say that Mark picks bowling, and I was like, huh. And the guy he's going up against with the guy like works in a bowling alley, owns a bowling alley, makes bowling balls. I don't know. He had some kind of pedigree in bowling that I was like, damn, he seems like he knows his stuff. And Mark's like, I don't care. I bowled. The guy's like, I bowled like 10 perfect games. Mark's like, I got like a 190 something. Let's go. And he went up there and he
Love
schooled
it.
him. And I was like, go, Mark, get yours.
Mark's my boy, man.
Down.
It was tight though. I will say this. I have to say this. I thought it was funny. Tim, my buddy, and I were watching live together last night on WhatsApp, and we both were like, what's with the scorecards, man? I haven't seen those since 1985. It's like all the bowling scores now are
Yeah,
video.
that's
And I was
on the
like,
TV.
yeah.
He's keeping
Yeah,
I
that
was
score.
was
like, that's why
weird.
we don't have any math skills, man. I learned all my math from bowling and having to calculate scores on an actual card. So I was like, those
That's
scorecards
crazy.
were very nostalgic, and only a Gen Xer like Mark would have even probably recognized.
Oh my god, the carpet they showed. I had a visceral reaction to that. That was crazy.
I could smell
Angie,
it.
What's the watch party like with you and our friend Tim? Because Tim is a huge fan of the show. Tim's like one of my favorite people ever.
My brother from another mother, man. We video live on WhatsApp. I just have him there on my mobile and we watch. He has a slight delay for some reason. His network in Wisconsin's like 30 seconds behind mine. So I have to be really careful not to gasp and spoil things when they happen. I'm working on it, but it's just fun to watch with somebody and unpack it in real time with people who actually like.
Oh yeah, it's fun
and nerd out about it. So
I like how you're throwing shade on his internet provider. You're like, your internet provider sucks.
Carter, if you're listening,
call up Verizon. What are you doing?
Tim,
I will say
in the chat, who is your internet provider? Go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That carpet was in every rollercade, every pinball arcade, every bowling alley, and
every skating rink. Every skating rink.
100%.
So fun.
But
Nikki, did you go to the skating rink as a young girl?
I did, and you want to hear the crazy thing is that in Footloose, they just cast me as a role that roller skates. And I go, oh, I haven't roller skated since I was 10 years old. So here's me just like sauntering along, trying to roller skate.
Okay, Nikki,
so yes, it's been since I was 10, but yeah, I did.
We have to depart from the floor for a hot second. Footloose, one of my all-time favorite movies.
So fun.
All of us being on the floor, our degrees of removal from Kevin Bacon are infinitely smaller since we've met.
Yeah, I think we're 2 degrees
we're
now.
2 degrees from Kevin Bacon.
She's actually in Footloose, Angie, by the way.
But there was no roller skating in the original Footloose. So what are they doing with that?
There's a scene that is in the Burger Blast. No, there's like a whole scene, and I play this lady who smokes. Here's my fake cigarette.
Oh, that's awesome.
Oh, you just cool. Hey, Nikki, will you smoke a fake cigarette while we do the podcast?
I
just hold here like this. Yeah, you guys like it. For those watching,
please smoke that the rest of the episode.
We've got at least like 20,000 more listeners now that feel that we're relatable. So
we're promoting cancer.
Would you please keep smoking?
Promoting fake cancer.
You quit the skating rink at 10. I was going in high school to pick up chicks. That was my move. I didn't skate. I would just walk around.
You were picking up chicks at the roller rink?
Back in the 90s, that was the move. Angie, am I wrong? That was the move.
You're not wrong. I went for the couples dancing. I went for like...
Yeah.
Oh, that's so cute.
A guy did a shoot the duck, and you were like, oh, that's my guy right there. Like Target.
What is a shoot the duck?
Okay.
Nikki's so young, Angie. We're way older than Nikki at this
Mark knows
point.
what shoot the duck is. I'm sure of it. Mark went to a skating rink once.
Is that a sex position?
It could be, but
what is
when
that?
I was 12, it was not. Okay, we're gonna move on.
Anyways, back to the floor.
Show, Nikki, it's a family show.
Sorry.
Oh my goodness. Okay, so Mark sticks around for a while. As far as bowling went, everybody did really well. It was just who was faster. They were neck and neck for quite a while, and then I think Greg kind of got hung up on ball rack. Again, it's a family show. We'll keep moving, and then also he got.
I need to leave
on ramp.
Nikki's gone. She lasted 48 minutes on the network. She is gone now. She will not be back.
I'm back. Don't
Tony, we need you.
Really, like that made me blush. That really ball rack. We get more balls. They're coming, people. The guy has a whole category called balls. It's coming up.
I'm excited.
Aren't we though?
Nikki's excited about balls. Okay.
I'm ready for the balls.
I've been told it's a close-up balls category, so I think it's almost like
close-up.
Like a zoom.
Did you just say close-up?
On the ball, yeah.
This is getting really weird, man. We're talking about ball rack and close-up. I don't understand what's going on here.
I'm pretty excited. Like I really am.
Angie's excited for the balls. You heard it here first, folks.
Your husband is gonna pull her from this episode, Angie.
And it's just no. Oh no, sir.
Like, what is she talking about?
Just wait until I get to them. Okay.
It's the balls of the sexiest man alive. Is that what you just said?
Close up balls of sexiest man alive. That's the category I want to see. Because I honestly think
don't we all? Is this a family show?
I can make some educated guesses. Okay.
Anyways, back to the floor. Back to the floor.
Are we on a family show, Angie, or are we on your perverted network? I don't understand what's going on here.
I don't know. I'm the mom of the floor. What are you talking about? Perverted. Actually, the moms have the most secrets to tell. Okay.
Instead of Hopecast Network, it's Ballcast Network.
Oh my gosh! Welcome to the Ballcast Network with Angie and Nikki.
I'm in.
Nikki's husband has the hook, and he hooks her out of here. She's gone. We're like, I guess she's not coming back.
I'm not kidding. I'm kind of vibing with that idea. It's a spinoff. We'll get a spinoff series. Nikki.
I like it, Angie. We're gonna start it.
Let's do it. It's a visual.
Right.
You know what? Podcasts aren't a visual medium though. But if we did like Balls of Sexiest Man Alive, we'd have to get more creative. Let's table that for next week. But for now,
we'll put a pin in it.
Table the Ballcast Network the next week. Okay, make sure you tune into the Ballcast Network next week.
The Ballcast Network
with Nikki and Angie. I won't be on there because my wife won't allow it.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm ready.
So
I'm ready.
Mark goes back after winning bowling, feeling pretty good. He's still got biopic. He says off camera when they do the interviews, hey, I'm going for it. I knew when I got up there I was going for 3. Let's go. So he sticks up there and he decides he's going to go and take on Miss Brooke, a.k.a. Amazing Race Winner, a.k.a. Attorney, a.k.a. Girl Boss, looking like she's going to dominate.
She's gorgeous.
She is.
I loved her vibe.
She's so pretty. And that velour, like that green velvet crushed jacket, I was like, girl.
Oh, she looks so good.
You're looking
That's
good.
my
Sorry,
thing with
Mark,
the floor. It's like
really good.
There are so many people, I swear to God, got dressed in the dark, but that girl, she showed up and she ate down.
Okay, so Nikki, behind the scenes, I didn't text Angie. I texted Angie.
You sexted Angie?
Yeah, I texted Angie.
Was that a Freudian slip?
It was. Sorry. So I said, Angie, we should get this Amazing Race chick on our show. And she's like, explain to me why. And then I watched and I said, I can't explain. I have no reason to have her on the show anymore. I'm sorry. Sorry, Mark. I know she might be your friend.
I have nothing at all bad to say.
No, she wasn't being mean. Angie was not being mean.
She wasn't really compelling.
She just said, explain to me why. She was like, explain to me why. If you want to have her on the show, you need to pitch why.
Yeah.
I respect that from Angie.
What I said, yeah.
We've come a long way in our relationship, Angie, where you're like, explain to me why.
Yeah. I like that. We're
Give me
keeping
the
it
why.
real, keeping it honest.
Yeah.
I will say that this was funny. I wrote down, Mark picked the other Cuban. I think at one point he misidentified Fidel Castro as Che Guevara, but then
how did he not know Fidel Castro? Mark, how do you not know? I was like, Fidel Castro, and he's like, not doing it. I'm like, I don't understand.
It was the other Cuban, but he only missed him.
The other Cuban.
Diane Keaton and Sabrina Carpenter. But here's the thing. When we got to Sabrina Carpenter, Tim and I both, Tim can back me up on this, we both said to ourselves, those are ridiculously small graphics.
I thought the same thing. It was so far out.
So far out and zoomed in on the entire cover. We know it's Time magazine cover. The category tells us so. So can we zoom in on the person?
Yeah.
Because honestly, Sabrina Carpenter, I don't know. As a viewer, I had no idea who that was.
I
can understand why you said Lady Gaga from the jump.
I'm a huge Sabrina Carpenter stan, and I couldn't even tell what it was from my TV.
I'm a 47-year-old married man. I do not know one Sabrina Carpenter song. I don't know who she is.
Yes, you do, Brad. Yes, you do.
Nikki, I don't know Sabrina Carpenter. I'm like,
I'm gonna send you a playlist.
You send me a
Good.
playlist. She could sell me groceries at Walmart, and I would not know that's Sabrina Carpenter.
Yeah. Well, it was. I don't think
she's a
anybody knew
hottie.
it was Sabrina Carpenter. It was just too small. It was not a good graphic, and we know in studio how far away those screens are.
I saw that, Mark. Yeah, I saw you squinting. That's what I had to do too. It's just that if they're small things, you can't make out what it is. Yeah.
I mean, Diane Keaton was a full face, but Sabrina Carpenter was absolutely not. That was tricky. But I don't know if I could give the same grace to Brooke because she missed Marlon Brando. That was a perfectly good size.
Womp, womp.
That was a good melon on the screen. I think we saw that. She missed Henry Kissinger. And she missed SZA.
I was like, Kissinger.
That's what kept her from winning. And obviously, Mark beat her. I don't want to say it kept her from winning, but she missed more than he did, and he was faster than she was. So he earned that victory soundly and decided, hey, I got to go for the trifecta. He's going for the turkey, if you will, of the floor. Gobble, gobble. That's a bowling reference, everybody. Okay. Where's the drop for the laughter, Brad? You're going to insert that.
Oh, you want that? It's coming. Here we go.
Okay. Thank you.
Gobble gobble. Gobble gobble. Welcome to the Ballcast Network.
Can I
Gobble,
play this?
gobble.
Can I play this now?
Welcome to the Ballcast.
Good job, Brad.
Or can I play this one right here?
Rob, I'm a gay man and I have OCD.
We love Matt. Oh, he's the
That
best.
was good. That was good. I love that.
I know a lot.
I know a lot. So, Mark,
People on the
at
floor.
this point,
Let me say this. People on the floor say the funniest things I've ever heard in my life.
People on the
Like-
floor say the darndest things.
They
we don't
do.
even
Like
drink before filming. Can you imagine if they gave us shots instead of jellies? Like instead of packs of Haribo, if we had shots,
Just shots. Or
Yeah,
just
like-
joints.
Really good.
Joints,
Like-
even better.
they say this right here.
Nikki.
Nikki. I hear that in my dreams. Just Rob Lowe going.
I'm in my little island in the sun.
I'm in my little island in the sun.
I cannot believe I said that. Who
I'm in
am
my
I?
little
Don't know.
island in the sun. You know what,
island in the sun.
Nikki, I wish you would have said this. Hey, tune into me on the Hopecast Network, and you can
Ballcast.
hear more from me. Nikki, you should
The,
have said
the
that.
Ballcast Network.
The Ballcast Network. Tune into me on the Ballcast Network.
or ball.
Hey,
cast.
didn't know you then, but now I do.
The hair gets more recessive. Okay.
Oh! Anyway.
I'm throwing shade. It could be the Baldcast Network.
Wait, are we doing bald now? Are you talking about my hairline that's going back?
Sir? No, sir, not one bit. I am not.
That's what marriage does to you, Angie, after like 16 years, man. You start losing your hair.
Dude, I get it. You have a lot of stress. You're under a lot of stress. So, Mark.
You need to buy hair like I do, Brad.
Oh. Wait, that's not real hair, Nikki?
Hell no. You think I grew this shit? Absolutely
Yeah. Wait. What? How long is your hair actually?
not. Like my natural is like to here.
Oh,
Like
Wow.
just below
I thought that
shoulder.
was real
Yeah.
hair. That's a good wig you got going on there,
It's
Nikki.
not a wig, babe. It's a weft.
It's a weft.
We'll
That's
have
a
to
good
keep you on
weave.
hair extensions.
That's a
A
good
weave,
weave.
yes. We'll take
That's a
that.
good
We'll take
weave,
that.
you-
Not a wig, but
How long does it take to put the weave on?
like 3 hours.
Oh
With
my
dyeing,
gosh.
with dyeing, the whole thing. You
And
dye
you
the
know
hair,
what?
then you sew it in.
You know, like the
It's like
lace-
3
Did you have
hours.
a good weave before you showed up to Ireland?
I had the same, not the same exact hair, but yeah, same thing.
Okay, interesting.
It's
Well, I,
expensive, but
I like
On the
it.
other
looks
hand,
good.
I have been cutting my own hair since COVID, and if you tell me you can tell, then you can suck it. But I don't
Angie,
know.
you should get a weave, Angie. You should go really long.
I could.
and she's like, I don't think so.
Shut your mouth, Brad. I don't want to do
You look
that.
great, Angie. I love your hair.
I love it. I cut it myself, and I don't even use a mirror. I just use a clipper. And
I'm impressed.
I like it, Angie. It's a good cut job,
It's a
and you save money.
no-nonsense- It's a no-nonsense do. Okay, moving
It's
on.
economical. Anyway, let's
Thank
move
you.
on.
It is economical. So, Mark,
Funk ass Bob, we love it.
speaking of economical, you can do your own household chores rather than hiring a service, and that will save you money. Moving on to household chores with Mark and Michelle. How's that for a segue?
Hey Brad,
that.
did you know any of those?
Oh my gosh, I did chores all the time, Nikki. I'm a chore expert. Like I knew all the chores. I'm like, you know what? This is my thing. I am.
The goat.
The goat of chores. Can we get his wife in here? Hey,
Of
Brad's
chores.
wife. Can we
I'd
get
like
you
the
to vouch for
testimony.
this?
She's in bed right now. She doesn't
I'd
listen to
like-
our
I'd
show.
like,
She's like, I'm not
firsthand.
listening.
I'm gonna call her up. Does Brad do chores?
Yeah.
Yes
I'd
or
like a
no?
testimony.
I wash clothes in this house. I wash dishes. I do it all.
Okay, well,
Dude,
here's
that
the thing.
category was so boring though. It was like
was so
It
boring.
was.
washing the car, washing the dishes, cleaning the floor.
Sweeping the mowing the
Literally
lawn.
the entire time my sister and I watched it, we were just like washing the sink, doing the
snoozer.
laundry.
It
Wow.
was a snoozer.
Boring.
I told Tim, I said, well, first of all, I said, I feel like I'm playing Wheel of Fortune because it's like that what are you doing category where everything
Yeah.
is like an ing verb. And I was like, what show am I watching?
So boring.
But yeah, other than the
I'm with
list
you, Nikki.
category,
It was a boring category. I was like, this
People-
sucks.
yeah, people got hung up.
Yeah.
Honestly, they were really good. It was one of the first closest duels until we got to the 1 second because there was only 6 seconds separating them. And that's because Michelle stumbled on setting the table. It was 11-11 in terms of seconds at that point, and Michelle stumbled and it went down from there. So it was a head to head, boring, but a head-to-head and tight. So I wonder if Mark was sweating it a little until Michelle fumbled. But at that
How
point,
do you never set the table, Angie? Everyone has had to set the table.
Nobody sets tables, man. I eat on my lap in the front of the
Are
TV.
you
like a
crazy?
good
Yeah,
American.
eat on the couch.
No, we have people coming over. My wife's like, set the table, Brad. You need to set the table. And I'm like, I'm setting the table, baby. Max, that's my son. He's 13. Set the table, dude. We need you to set the table. You know what setting the table is.
It's just a collector of mail and books and other ephemera. I just sit in front of the TV like every other American.
That's
citizen.
sad. You need
Yeah.
to sit at the table. I like looking at my family and we're talking.
Well, that's
You
that's,
do?
that's your
Oh.
family,
Yeah. We cook a dinner. and
That's
we
lovely,
eat.
Brad. I
Thank
like
you.
that.
Clearly,
I
you've
like that.
clearly never been stabbed with a fork by your own father at the dinner table, so we.
No, I haven't.
Wow. That's
I
a
was-
story
I-
for
I was
another
thinking
You
time.
hear my dad, MTD on movie torture.
Well, I was taking the last bite of the Snickers ice cream dessert pie, and my dad was like, "No, you're not," and he went for it as well and stabbed me in the wrist.
Well,
I
this-
have a scar to this day of fork prongs.
All over the Snickers cake. Hey, I
All
can't
over the
blame
Snickers
him.
ice cream
That sounds
pie, so-
amazing.
This show just got really dark.
It did get dark. Okay, so Mark
He
does
said-
say-
Did you also get cigarettes put out on your arm?
Just like this.
I have asthma, so my parents didn't smoke. But anyway, I'm sure. I had a wooden spoon though. Mark can relate. Gen X, wooden spoon generation. We're the survivors.
I just got the hand.
They didn't have time to go get an actual spoon.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I think that Mark had a great strategy. He decides on the time boost. He goes back to the floor. Yay, Mark. Cue the clap drop later. Brad, put that in. And it was great. I was glad to see it. At this moment, we get our first graphic of the season with the most duels won, and Mark's at the leaderboard. And now we're getting some randos. We get Justin coming up. Justin, Mr. Iconic Sayings, which I'm still unsure of. Tim thought maybe it's famous quotes. I thought maybe it's going to be a pictogram kind of slang, or
Like, is it like
slogans.
sayings like kill two birds with one stone?
Yeah, or like knock on
that
wood,
kind of...
or
Okay.
Something.
What
I
a
don't know,
weird
we'll find out.
category. That's
We'll
yeah,
find
I'm
out, but we're not
interested.
finding out from Justin.
Is this the Lord of the Rings guy? We got to him yet? Have we got the
Yeah.
Lord of the Rings?
He's there now. He went and he challenged Miss Kristen in Lord of the Rings. And this is when I got to give it to production. They're adding some flair. We got a little wizard hat. We got
That
a
was
little elf
cute.
ears. It was pretty adorable. So that was all right. Let me tell
That
you.
gave my graphic a run for the money, the little arcade. I liked that maybe a little better.
I liked your arcade better. Nikki.
Thanks. Thanks.
I have to say that though, because you're an employee of the Hopecast Network. I have to say that.
Yes. Yeah, that's all right.
Seeing Nikki in like 8-bit animation was like, it was
Oh, so cute.
Chef's kiss, as they say. I'm going to tell you about this Lord of the Rings thing. I'm going to tell this for people who are not Lord of the Rings nerds. I am not one of those people. I fell in love with Sean Astin when he was Mikey in the Goonies, and then later playing Rudy. He's probably the only reason I would watch Lord of the Rings. It's just not my jam, but I know enough of it.
Oh, come on. Orlando Bloom, Angie. Come on.
I knew nothing
Really?
about
It
it.
doesn't do it for you?
You really did. I like Sean Astin. He's like somebody you want to corrupt. He's like really adorable.
Wait, Sean Astin is like the chubby dude.
Yeah, I like it.
He's so cute.
I like something to hang on to, Brad.
I saw Lord of the Rings. I went to
Like
see Lord of the
him
Rings
big.
at the theater, Nikki. I went to see it at the theater.
Chunky.
Yeah,
Did
she
you?
likes
There's
it.
people who've read the books, and there's people who saw the movie, and then there's people who've done both. And it's a visual medium on the floor. So I think if you're the book nerd, unless you've also recently binged the film, some of those visuals might have been hard.
Nah.
And honestly, I think it's a foreign language. I told Tim last night, I said, if I were playing that duel, every answer I had would have been Ergenruf. Like I didn't know marbles because they're all the same sounding weird words. I didn't even know. So
I would have gotten plastered on this. I went and saw the movie, and when it ended, I was like, wow, this is not the end. There's another one. I'm 3.5 hours. There's nothing. I went to the next one. And then I went to the third one. I'm like, wow, there's like 50 endings to the third one. And I gave up on the Hobbits. I didn't go watch the Hobbits. So I would have been terrible on this category. It was horrible. I could not do it. I would not.
It was such a good one. They killed it.
That's what I'm saying. Like for something I had no knowledge of, I was glued. I was like, it was like our Star Wars duel.
Yes.
In season.
If you know it, you're hardcore with it.
It was a
Or the Harry
great
Potter
duel.
duel from
It was a
season
great
4.
duel. You're
It
right,
was
Angie.
great. And they did really.
Was that
really
down to
well.
1 second?
It was not yet down to 1 second. It was another 6-second battle.
A 6 second.
Like, household chores. So we're not at the 1 second yet. That's the very next one. This is when we finally, though, this is important because listeners, if you fell asleep during any of the beginnings, this is the moment when things started to take an interesting floor turn. After Justin's defeat, they have a little post-duel interview, and he's the first to really start talking about this quote-unquote alliance.
And he says this, Angie. He says this.
Okay, so there's definitely some strategy and some scheming. I was actually part of some of it, which is kind of also why I went for Lord of the Rings. My next door neighbor and I had a whole blocking plan for us going up and around, and I didn't keep up my end of the bargain.
Let's be real. His next door neighbor offered him up his tribute, right? He was making sure this dude got screwed.
Yeah, a little bit, maybe. I don't put it past him, but it's the first time that we've seen the floor start trying to move a little into that reality competition strategy alliance vibe. And it's going to get interesting, especially since toward the end of this episode, they teased a little bit more of it. I don't know if it's going to become like the 101 player on the floor. This alliance becomes like its own character, or if it fizzles out. We're going to wait and see. But it seems like there's going to be a little more drama and tension moving forward, as some of these players seem to have spent a little time colluding. So I'm curious.
Angie, I do not think the floor is equipped to have alliances. I don't understand it. I think this is a stupid show to have alliances. Survivor, great show to have alliances. Big Brother, amazing. Amazing Race, not an alliance show. It's not an alliance show.
No.
You
this
gotta
isn't
win.
a team. There are no teams on the floor.
It's not. Yeah,
Angie, you are out for yourself, Angie.
100%.
You want to win it.
Yeah.
Nikki, you want to win it. Tony, you want to
anyone
win
who
it.
says that they're not gonna go for someone is full of S.
Full of
And
malarkey.
yeah, like you're not gonna not go for that person if that's your like. You're not going to Ireland to just be like, oh, I just met this person 5 minutes ago. I can't hurt their feelings. No, shut up. You're making stuff up.
I like you, Nikki. You're my friend, but I want to take you out. I want to beat
Oh,
you.
I take down your butt in a minute.
Yes, and
If
then
I
I would
think I can win,
call you
I'm
afterwards
taking
and say, I'm sorry, I lost to you or you beat me.
I'll take
be
you out
okay.
for
Good
dinner.
game.
After I beat you, I'll take you out for a nice
But
dinner.
that's the Jonathan problem, Angie.
Yeah.
We got on to Jonathan last season about this.
Yeah.
He kind of laid up for his friend. He's like, I don't want to do this to my buddy. And I'm like, dude, and I called him out on the show. You
It's
can
so
listen back
dumb.
on the show. You got to take your buddy out. I don't
Gotta
care.
take
You
your
just
shot.
met him 5
Take your
minutes
shot.
ago.
You got to do it.
It's not
Because
that
you're
deep.
Last person standing. That's how the game works. Until they change it to a team-based model, which could be something fun and interesting, it's not. And so let's just play the game.
Don't make it something that it's not.
They're going to steal this idea, Angie. We've
Right.
said this for years.
Yep.
I want to see husband wives go after each other on the show. 50 husbands, 50 wives, and you have to take them out.
There you go.
What about all the gays, Brad? Half the people on the show are gay.
Majority of them are gay. Okay, husbands.
Husband, wife.
Spouses,
You're right.
life partners, significant.
Yeah.
I think that's Nikki. I think that's why I never get chosen for the floor. I'm not
You're
gay.
not gay.
I'm
Yeah.
not gay. That's
you
why I
are-
don't get on there.
Because you want Old Testament heroes, and you're
Yeah.
No, I want Old
Yeah, he wants
Testament.
Bible categories.
And I'm not gay. So my son actually said, Dad, you should act gay on the video. And then when they meet you, you're like, I'm not gay. I don't know what you're talking about. And then they have to have you. And I'm like, okay, maybe I could do that.
You're gonna bait and switch. I don't know.
The old gay bait and switch. That's what I do.
date and switch.
Yeah, I don't know how well that would pan out for you, Brad.
We're canceled now,
I don't think
Angie. We're
you'd laugh.
canceled.
Yeah, Brad.
Well, there's some alliance talk revealed, so that changes some stuff up. We get to duel 6. We've only got like 3 more at this point, and we get Mike randomized. Mike, he's an interesting fellow. He has gas station as his category, but he goes after Terlisha. Terlisha was on Netflix's The Circle, and so she has classic toys. She says her family may or may not own a toy shop. I'm like, well, that's not a big.
That's
Most of us
BS.
have
There's
been
no way.
to a
I don't believe
toy
that.
store.
That's what I said. I'm like, there's no way.
That's a name the thing as fast as you can, and that was our first 1 second duel. It came down to Mike stumbling on Tinker Toys and Spirograph, and Terlisha stumbled on Transformers and Viewfinder, and in the end, there was 1 second left on that clock.
How does her family own a toy store and she doesn't know a Transformer?
I don't know, man.
Yeah.
I mean, that was classic.
Real. It's
Classic.
fake news.
Again,
Fake news.
Gen X in the house. I know me some Transformers, some Decepticons.
Yeah, that was easy.
Transformers is still out today, Angie. Normal people should know a Transformer.
Yeah.
100%.
My son knows a Transformer. He's 13.
100%. I'm not going to argue that. Not one
Yeah.
bit.
She goes in the same category as that lady is like, I watch sitcoms with my family.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure, Jan.
Or, God bless Ella. I take trains. I love trains. Train travel's my life.
She didn't even know a caboose. You're taught a caboose in elementary school. You're like, I know the caboose. That's the one thing you know about a train.
Rob gave her a little ribbon.
God bless her.
So, but she was. So anyway, Mike, I think, quite honestly, is shell shocked. I don't think he realized he won. When he did realize he won, he was like, "Oh, great goodness, I'm going back to the floor to catch my breath." So we get Kat randomized now. Kat's the gal who's got dance movies. She is adjacent to David.
I'm so excited for
Sexiest Man
that.
Alive wannabe. I know, Footloose, baby. How can you not have
I
Footloose?
can't wait.
Footloose is going to be on there.
I cannot wait. It's
Footloose,
gonna be on
Grease.
Dirty Dancing, Saturday Night Live,
Nikki,
Flashdance. Boom,
Nikki,
boom, boom.
I can't
If you
wait.
listen to the show, my move is to guess before it comes on what's going to be shown.
Me too. Hey, that's kind of the
Footloose,
advantage.
Grease, any dancing dancing movie.
Hairspray.
What's that movie with Julia Stiles where she
Step
dances?
Up.
Step Up. Yeah, that's the movie.
Oh, I mean, man.
Save the Last Dance. That'll be on there.
Oh, hello, Magic Mike. Hello.
A Dirty
Magic
Dancing.
Mike, yes, Angie.
Sorry,
Dirty Dancing. I can imagine
I love
Magic
Magic
in that movie.
Mike.
Sorry
Balls
to
of
the
Magic
gay crowd.
Mike. That's the next category. The balls of Magic Mike. Okay. Rule number 7. Sexiest man alive, Brad. That was my preamble. Wasn't that a nice little lead?
Nice segue. Good job,
Thank you,
Angie.
Thank you.
Sexiest Man Alive, my favorite category, because I don't understand why I'm not on
With
there. I'm like, I'm
Channing
46-year-old.
Tatum.
I should be on there.
I know. Hello. That was some yummy man candy. I'm just going to say it. And at this point, I'm sitting there thinking, good grief, Kat. You are a woman. I believe she identifies as a straight woman. Maybe not. It doesn't even matter. If you just
Probably not,
understand
Angie. Probably
male
not.
celebrities, you're going to get them. And if you like male celebrities, you're going to really get them. Because these are all the top, sexiest men that have been on our screens and television, magazines, and billboards for the last, 20 years.
I will
think
say,
the
though,
oldest one they
John
did
Legend,
was
he was
here.
the sexiest man.
Is
I know,
John
poor
Legend a
Rob.
sexy man, Nikki?
No. Michael B. Jordan. Hell yeah.
Idris Elba.
John Legend? No, hard pass.
Nah, Idris Elba demand. Got to say that one. Okay.
Is JFK Jr. to you,
JFK
Nikki,
Jr..
before your time? Is he a sexy man?
he was sexy.
Yeah,
He's
he's pretty
sexy.
good. He's pretty good. He wasn't like the top tier, but he was pretty good.
But we got to remember that politics and stuff. So Washington D.C. is Hollywood for ugly people. That's kind of the running joke. So when you got somebody like JFK Jr., who's hot and in politics, he kind of rises to the top.
Hold on a second, Nikki. JFK Jr. I'm not gay. I'm a happily married man. He's a good-looking dude. There's no way any woman would look at JFK
You don't have to
Jr.
preface that. You can think a guy is attractive and not be gay.
He's a good-looking dude, and it was sad when he
Yeah.
died in the plane crash. It was really sad.
Dude, that was
I remember
sad.
that.
I remember when his Cessna went down, him and his new bride, it was that classic
Ugh.
Curse of the Kennedy stuff. It was just terrible.
Oh, yeah.
He was a
he-
good-looking dude. And there's a
was.
great Seinfeld episode for JFK Jr., by the way.
What's that?
So, which the lady in the first duel would never know because she didn't know George
Didn't know
Costanza.
George Costanza. So yeah. Well, at this point, Kat didn't know Richard Gere. She didn't know James.
Oh, UMass Amherst still on Richard Gere.
How did she not know Richard Gere?
American
The
Piccolo,
one
Pretty
guy.
Woman.
Oh, Angie. Richard Gere is the one guy when you grow up that everybody says put the gerbil up his beehole.
It was an iconic bad urban legend for real.
It was that's the one urban legend I would not want. I would not want people
Yeah,
going
Richard Gere puts.
Richard Gere put a hamster or a gerbil up his rectum.
Up his
Had to go
rectum.
to the emergency room and get it removed. That was not
Nikki.
true.
I'm
Was that-
telling
did
you.
that happen?
In our
Nikki.
lifetime, it was a scandal.
I'm telling you. I heard that I was in elementary school, and they're like, Richard Gere put the gerbil in his anus, and that happened. And I'm like, well, that's weird. I would never do that. I don't understand how you can get a gerbil up in there.
Poor gerbil.
Neither did he. Neither did he.
Yeah, that poor gerbil crawling up in the butt. I don't understand that.
Oh,
it's super weird to me. But you knew that as Richard Gere. How did she not know Richard Gere?
She didn't know John Krasinski either, and I thought he's relatively recent. I mean, I think David, who he said he aspires to be aesthetically pleasing. He just missed Paul Rudd, but I want to give David some serious props here. I did make some notes because this is a guy that in the past, Brad, you and I both have talked a lot about the strategy of passing. If you don't know it within like that first second, you pass
immediately.
You pass immediately.
But David hadn't, this dude, I'm looking at him, I'm like, pass, but he pulled it out. And I know this was me being super nerdy. I was replaying the duel thinking if he had passed, how much time would he have lost versus when he was struggling with Matt Damon and Patrick Dempsey. And he would have lost that duel. That duel came down to 1 second. And by not passing and just sticking with it for that moment when it was on the tip of his tongue, he ended up pulling out the victory. And I was pretty impressed by him, I got to say. He was really,
so you're saying because he didn't pass, he won?
Yeah, if he'd passed on both of those, he would have lost.
I don't know, Angie.
It would have taken more time. Now, passing after a second, not passing immediately, Brad, but passing when he's going, the pass, instead of going, Patrick Dempsey. It actually, he would have lost.
Ren said she was mispronouncing his last name. She should have just said guy who put gerbil in anus.
And they would have given it to her.
Guy who put gerbil in his poop hole. That's what she should have said. And then they would have been like, it's Richard Gere. We're good.
Absolutely.
Julia Roberts-John from Pretty Woman. Yeah, that's it. Speaking, though, back to Hobbits, I have to say that was the worst photo of Hugh Jackman ever.
Oh, my God. It was
like
terrible.
a Hobbit from the Shire.
He's a good-looking dude, man. He's a good-looking dude.
It was terrible. He's an extremely good.
I agree.
They did him a disservice. Sorry, Wolverine. But
they
you know what,
hate
Wolverine?
Him.
He got some redemption and some screen
Was Hugh Jackman in Lord of the Rings?
No, but I said he looked like a Hobbit in that picture. He looked like
he looked terrible.
The Shire. It was a terrible photo.
What photo was it? Was it? Are we on Sexiest Man Alive?
Yeah.
What? Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah. It was bad.
It was just a bad pick. Go back and check it. It was kind of gross. But he comes back as Wolverine in the last duel of the night. This is when Brad balls.
Wait, Brad? Brad is his name? Are we talking about
the guy who gets randomized and comes up to duel, and his category is balls. He's the wrestler.
Okay, so there's definitely some strategy and some scheming. I was actually part of some of it, which is
I don't know.
Okay, so there's definitely
I don't know why it's doing that. It's not the right drop. I don't understand that.
You get it. Hit me when you find it.
You tried your darndest.
Good job, Brad.
There we go.
Yeah, good job, Brad.
Womp womp.
That was like a wet fart. It was not good.
Well, that Brad was. I thought he looked like an interesting dude. I kind of liked him. I wish he'd stuck around a little longer. But, he picked to duel Ryan in box office hits. Again, this is just named the blockbuster film. And unfortunately, Brad, they were going neck and neck. And I think Ryan missed Parasite a little early. And then Brad missed Deadpool and Wolverine. Now, he was all over
What did he say instead of Parasite? Huh? It was everything everywhere else. It's like a Asian movie, bro.
Now, Nikki, we've had this debate on here with Angie. We've had this debate, Nikki, where we talked about how everybody, what's the name of the movie? Everybody, Everywhere, All at Once.
Everywhere, All at Once. Tongue twister.
That's a long name to say. That takes 2 or 3 seconds.
That is true. If anyone gets that, they're trying to screw that person for
They had
sure.
that on the floor, Nikki, in season 3. They had that on the floor.
Yeah, they had that on my season 2 with combat movies.
Yeah, it's terrible. So this guy said it. I didn't know Parasite. I haven't seen Parasite. I don't know if it's any good.
You gotta watch it. It's great.
Is it good?
Yeah, it was great.
Is it better than Squid Game?
Yes.
Did you know I was almost on Squid Game the challenge?
That bar is really low, Brad.
Oh, Nikki, you were almost on Squid Game the challenge.
Yeah, they offered me to be on it. I turned
Why didn't you
it
do it?
down. I wanted to do the floor.
You dodged a bullet. The floor was.
No, I don't think I could live without makeup or sleeping in like 5 tiers of beds. I think I would pass away.
Your
Nikki?
weave would have been a no-go too.
What's the
It
one
would've been
thing
rough.
you can't live without?
My dog
Balls.
and my husband. The fact that I thought of my dog first. My phone.
Your phone? Okay, yeah. You're good. You're good about returning texts. I'll give you that. The fake cigarette. Your husband puts that out on you at night.
Yeah,
Okay.
this is the 4th star of the Ballcast network.
That is
the
so
fake
dark.
cigarette.
That is so dark. That's
Anyway,
totally-
Angie, I'll let you continue, Angie.
This was a great category, though. I liked this one.
It was a good category. I was offering a trivia tidbit about the movie with the longest title. Do you know that as a trivia question? What is the longest movie title?
No, what is it? Is that it?
No, it wasn't on the show. It starred Hugh Grant.
Oh.
Any
Don't know
guesses?
it.
Anybody in our chat? I'll leave you to know. It's Hugh Grant, the man who went up a hill and came down a mountain. That's I believe trivia wise, that's the
That was a long title. That's with Hugh Grant back in the mid '90s. That's before Nikki was born, Angie.
Yeah, that's around the 4 weddings and a funeral time. But
That's before Nikki decided she was eating fish for the rest of her life.
right, there it was.
Yeah, baby.
Well, Brad missed Jurassic Park before he got hung up on Deadpool and Wolverine, and that was the end of it for Brad. He went home, and Ryan went back to the floor with balls. That's his category to inherit.
With
Dion
balls?
again.
We love
walked away
balls.
with 20K. He did nothing and he got 20K. It's another Brian moment, but I think the difference here is that I don't think Dion at this point in the game has established himself as a particular threat. He's only won one duel. Brian won more than that, and I think that's why people left him alone. I think we're going to see Dion go next week. Sorry, Dion.
You got no faith in Dion.
Not so much. I don't think Barbie is that intimidating to most people, and I think somebody's just gonna poke him in it.
Someone's
Who
gonna
is
take him out.
okay? In the chat, we have Game Bouncer Bim. Who is that? Is
Game
that
Bouncer
on? Are
Bim.
you on season 5? Game
Reveal
Bouncer
yourself,
Bim?
Game Bouncer Bam.
Reveal yourself, because you said, Dion, I love what you're doing. Nothing.
Yeah. That's what
LOL.
Bob said. He goes, I love what you're doing, Dion. Nothing. Just keep doing it.
I don't understand it. Game Bouncer Bim, you need to tell us who you are, because we want to have you on the show when you're eliminated.
Yeah.
Unless you win it, then you can come on when you win it.
Anybody joining, you are more than welcome to join us once you are eliminated from the floor. Please reach out on our Instagram handle, social, or the Hopecast Network. Follow us anywhere you listen to your favorite pods. At this point, we did pretty good, guys. We got through 16 duels and had some pretty epic side chat. And
Did we get through all the duels? Are we good?
Yeah, we're done. That was the end, and we only went over our
was
hour
long.
and 20 minutes. So
Well, I can
I'm
go to
glad-
bed now. Wow. Okay.
Yeah, that was good stuff. So next week we're going to see what happens, but it will be episode 3 of The Floor. We're going to see if those alliances become more threatening or if they fizzle out. We'll see how long Mark can hang on to his little corner of the universe. And I think somebody's going to take Dion and Barbie. That's my expectation. We're going to see what pans out. Any ideas you guys have? Any forecasts or predictions for next week?
I hope you're wrong on Dion. I like Dion. I want him to stick around. Dion, if you're listening, I know you're probably not.
And
But I
Jim,
want you to
I
stick
think
around.
he's gone. He's gone.
He's just a target at this
Batman
point.
and Barbie, come on. They said this will be so funny, giving the big tall man Barbie, and then he's gonna choke. Sorry, Dion.
Nikki, would you go after Barbie?
Hell yeah! Are you kidding
Yeah.
me?
I'd go after Barbie. For
I was a
real.
Barbie girl when I grew up. Polly Pocket and Barbie, my girls.
Would you go after Richard Gere on things he put in his butt?
Actually, there should be a category of things found in rectums and emergency rooms. I saw a list.
Oh, that would be a good category. Oh my gosh. We got
I'm just
glass
saying.
bottles. I've seen the show on Discovery
It
Channel.
was horrifying. The
There's
list of
things people
found
put
is horrifying.
in their rear ends that are horrible. I don't understand it.
In the ER or something. Yeah, that's a good
that
one.
should be a category in itself. Let's pitch that to the network for season.
I
8.
like it.
I think
like
they'll
it.
blacklist
Podcast
us, Andy.
stuff.
I don't think they would consider us a family show for pitching things you put in your butthole.
I like
on
it.
that note,
I like it.
I suppose we could sound off tonight. Thanks
Well,
everybody.
I don't want to sound off here because Game Bouncer Bim has not told us who he is. This could be who is this
It's gonna
guy?
be the mystery of the season. Maybe we just have
I
to
like
tune in
it.
next week and find out. Let's
And
see.
find
Game
out
Bouncer
Game
Bim,
Bouncer Bim.
choose
Reveal
got-
yourself.
reveal yourself next week
Yeah, we
because
got a
Nikki
teaser
will
of
be
our
upset
own.
if you don't.
We've got a teaser of our own. Thanks, guys. Come back next week as we break down episode 3. Take care, everybody.
And make sure you
Guys.
like and subscribe to our show and leave us a review because reviews make us seen by more people. Yeah. Good show,
Swaggy.
guys. Good seeing.
Good
Bye
show,
now.
guys. Bye now.
Bye, guys.